Christine Baranski knows it's good to be scared. Christine Baranski suggested that we meet for a languorous lunch of salade niçoise at St. Ambrose on the Upper East Side, near her new apartment. When I walked in, the actress, who is 69 years old and stands 5 feet 10 inches, was sitting at a corner table in a cornflower blue sweater and tinted glasses, looking like a magnificent heron. Baranski was having an incredible year. In September, she was feeling labor pains but didn't want to wake up her sleeping spouse. It was a gloriously beautiful, early autumn day, she emailed me later. I was wearing a white jumpsuit with large white buttons and looked rather like Frosty the Snowman. She portrays the crusading, hard-nosed lawyer Diane Lockhart on the CBS drama The Good Fight, whose 5th season debuted in June. Baranski and I talked for 2 hours about her current projects, her theatrical past, and how she pulled off playing Auntie Mame with a hobbled knee. At the conclusion of our chat, she insisted that we order chocolate ice cream. My grandparents were actors in the Polish theater. My grandfather, my father's father, looked like Rudolph Valentino. Even though my nana died before my brother and I were born, he stayed with us for the first 8 years of my life. I think she was my Auntie Mame. So you had a theatrical presence in your life early on? Yes, but after my father's tragic death from an aortic aneurysm, living with her became difficult. My mom and my grandma didn't really get along. We ended up having to relocate from my beloved childhood home, and I had to change schools. Then Nana wasn't a part of my life anymore. Looking back, I realized that was a devastating loss for me, and I never dealt with it properly. Actually, my mother never really dealt with the fact that my father had suddenly died, and all I felt was anxiety. She grew up during the Great Depression and ate jelly sandwiches while walking to school with newspapers in her shoes. My parents were also singers in an amateur Polish singing group. So I would go and hear my parents and my grandparents sing at concerts, and music was very much a part of our life. My father took me to Kleinhans Music Hall, Buffalo's Carnegie Hall, to see a Polish singing ensemble from Warsaw just before he died. He enrolled me in ballet school before he died. I grew up around individuals who were passionate about the performing arts, music, and dancing, but I never imagined myself as being destined for that path. It took me a long time to get to a point where I would audition for a play in high school. Then I wound up being the leading lady for the next 2 years. I was Mame in the senior class play. There is a Mame theme. And I wound up doing Mame at the Kennedy Center, in 2006. So we were going to go into rehearsal in April, and in January I wanted to start training, dancing, singing. So I'd arrange for an early morning private ballet session on the east side, followed by a bus ride to Luigi's dancing facility on the west side. Some February morning, I finished my ballet class and I was walking to the crosstown bus on 65th and Madison. Somehow, the heel slipped. Anyway, I slipped and landed directly on my right kneecap. And this whole time you're thinking, this can't be. I have to take on the role of Mame.